Hello neighbors, it's Brad here from eTrailer, and today we are in Oklahoma City at the National Association of Trailer Manufacturers Trailer Expo 2025, where we have quite a few of our vendors that we're going to take a look at some of their products and some of their offerings and get a nice close look at them. I'm with Jason from Redarc. We're going to be taking a quick look at some of their products and see what they got going on here.
Sounds good, Brad. Well, first off, I think we're going to start with the BCDC Alpha 100R. This is our newest charger into the Redarc family of products, and as you and your neighbors are aware, Redarc out of Australia for the last 47 years, testing products in the Outback, building everything out of Australia, and what we're trying to do is make it so you're out there, whether you're in an overland vehicle, a commercial vehicle, a trailer, whatever the case may be, where you might not be able to plug in or even can plug into a campsite, and you want to be off-grid. You want to use solar, you want to use DC to DC power, which is off of the alternator and chassis battery while you're driving to charge, and you don't want to think about this. You want to monitor it, you want to forget it, you don't want to have anxiety about being able to run a refrigerator, being able to run a cooktop, and now with the Alpha 100R being able to run things like an air conditioner at the same time. So a lot of neighbors and yourself, you're probably familiar with our DC to DC chargers, ranging from 12 amps for trailers, which would be that little guy on the table there that can go power a trailer battery through the 7-way while you're driving, all the way up to now our 100R. So what's been going on is the technology's been progressing. People want a lot more creature comforts now when they go camping. It used to be, you know, you had a tent and maybe you had a little phone charger or something and you had your phone. Now they're bringing cooktops in. Now they're bringing TVs to tailgate maybe, or hang out at the campsite and watch motocross racing. And they're running air conditioning units in these big vans. So when we get into battery chargers of a 25 amp, that's great for something like an overland vehicle where you're just powering a few things, generally a fridge and a few lights. We got up to the 50s, mainly also for the overland sectors, where they're still powering about the same amount of items, but they want to charge it a lot faster. Well, what we learned, we always listen to our neighbors as well, and our neighbors are telling us, well, what about in the vans? In the vans, you guys make these complete giant manager systems that will do DC to DC charging, they'll do the solar charging, and they also do the shore power. But we never really plug in. We don't do shore power. We're out on the road and we want to save some money, and the manager, even though it's a pretty small unit, compact, we want even less footprint inside our van. So we've now come out and listening to the customer with the Alpha 100R DC to DC charger, which we call our BCDC Alpha R. This works, if you're familiar with our management style systems, this works with the whole collection assortment of Redarc products for building a full capable van or a liveaboard like horse trailer or an overland vehicle that is, you know, a premium style vehicle. So it ties in with our suite of products, where other BCDCs were more standalone and then maybe you could monitor with a battery monitor. This actually is designed to integrate in with our Rogue distribution box, which turns on 10 different loads on and off, dims lights, monitors water tank levels or temperature levels, depending on what sensors you're running, and gives you a display where you can see all that. And you can see what's going on with your batteries. You can see what, hey, this is my % of battery life left. I'm going up or down, so I have X amount of hours or X amount of days left before I run out of power or I'm back at the top of power, depending on, you know, if you're in a power down or if you're in a powering up situation. Again, solar, DC to DC. The nice thing, there's a lot of features on these compared to the original DC-DC style chargers. Biggest thing is now everything's digital. You know, we've gone to the app, so you're able to program all the characteristics and functionality of this unit directly from the Red Vision app. So that allows me to do things like set current. So let's say I'm in a Sprinter van. Mercedes says, hey, we only want you taking up to 80 amps off of our alternator. Otherwise, you could run into warranty problems or you could run into issues with the alternator in long-term use. All right, not a problem. We can take this 100, we can dial it back to like 75, 78, so that we fall in the parameters of what they want. The other big application on these is full-size vehicles. They might have, because you're going to want over a 200 amp hour alternator if you're using the full 100.
Yeah.
So a full-size vehicle, you get into a Ram or a big Silverado, they have that available. So it just means you're going to be charging everything quicker. A big thing too is on things like Sprinter vans, air conditioners. That is one of the biggest things that's out there right now. You build a van, and it used to be just open the door and let the breeze through, maybe have a little fan on top. Well, now everybody has an AC. Well, ACs have come a long way. They now, maybe they're drawing 50 to 70 amps instead of the 100 or 200 that they used to draw. They're more compact. They're a lot more efficient than they used to be. Well, when you have something like this at 80 amps or 100 amp, depending on if you're in a Sprinter or a Transit. So if it's at 80 amps, you're able to not only keep that air conditioning functioning while the vehicle's running, because a lot of times when you're driving through a hot climate, the air conditioning up front's not going to cool the back, so they want to run the back. If you're running a little 50 or a 40 amp for this size application, you're probably not going to have enough power to continuously have that air conditioning running without draining the battery down as you're going. This solves that, and it's a solution for that, where it will solve it, allow you to drive with the air conditioning on, charge your battery banks a lot quicker. The other thing with it is you've got, now since you're bringing AC and you're bringing cooktops and you're bringing microwaves in, people used to go out with maybe 200 amp hours of battery in there, or maybe they'd have 3 at the most. Lithium battery technology, the pricing has come down dramatically, the spacing, the configurations you can run. Now you're seeing systems of 800 to 1,000 amp hours of battery. So they need something that can charge it quickly if they're going down all the way, and thus that's where the 100 comes in. Also, just like all of our new Alpha BCDC series, including the 50 and the 25s, in both the Bluetooth and the R models, they have the ability to charge back to the start battery. Meaning that if you get, for some reason, a flat start battery, which you shouldn't have because all of the DC-DC products will isolate that start battery, if you happen to have one because you left a interior light on or something that is hooked to the vehicle itself and not the back of the caravan or the overland vehicle, this you can push a button and it will automatically send current the other direction, so you could actually restart the vehicle and it doesn't leave you stranded. So it's just another feature of what we have going with our new Alpha series, and that's on all the Alphas, whether it's a DC to DC charger or our manager charger. So the biggest thing, we want you not to think about your power. We want to help you design a system, which Redarc is willing to do with our technicians, that you can access them online and get wiring diagrams, system layouts, you know, where fuses should be or a relay should be, how to wire in your lights, how to wire in a canopy, whatever the case may be, how to implement it into a full system so you're not thinking about it. So whether, you know, it's a neighbor that might be a shop or an upfitter of vans or overland vehicle, or it's the end user neighbor who's going to go tackle that problem, we can cover it all. So come see us over at etrailer.com is where you can find this and all other Redarc products.
Jason, huge thanks. I'm a huge fan of all the Redarc products, and you know, as you mentioned, that off-grid, many times it used to be, well, I just need the essentials, but we've come so far in technology that people still want to bring the comforts of home to really enjoy the camping, and 100 amp hours, this is, you know, incredible. And as you mentioned with lithium, if you're looking to really have all the lifeblood of electronics out there and not leave you stranded without those creature comforts, this is the best thing you can start looking at to add to your build. So thank you very much.
No, I appreciate it, Brad. We appreciate the time today. Appreciate the partnership with eTrailer. It's been fantastic. And yes, if you're looking for the Redarc products, please go to etrailer.com.